you and welcome you to build day 4. Hard to believe it's only 4 days. It looks like I've gotten quite a ways. I know I haven't. Just getting in here to the water room with my drill because I need to take that 2-foot panel off over there so I have access to that rose bush. First order of business today is going to be not only that rose bush, but over here in the chain hallway, those 2 rose bushes, as well as the ones on the other side. We got to come in here and give them their final clipping so I can get wall panels on. And I already know, since this wall goes right through the middle of the rose bush, no matter how much I trim it, I'm going to have to cut a panel. Maybe. I don't know. It's going to be sticking up about a foot past the top. I hate cutting these chain hall panels. I hate cutting any of my panels. But that's going to be first project of the day, is getting all the roses final clipped. Then once that's done, we'll get in here in the chain hall and get all the skins up. Then we've got a wire. And then if there's still time left and RAM has energy, I need to get a sheet of plywood up here as well as over on the other side. So that, I think, is what's going to be on the docket for today. Breakfast of the day: peanut butter and jelly sandwich, barbecue potato chips, and a Coke. Which actually sounds good because I haven't eaten. I've been up since 5. And it's like 9:30. 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. So anyway, I'm going to get to work. We'll give you updates, hopefully, as we go along. Well, just a little after 1:30, 1:39 to be exact. And we've got all the skins up for the chain hallway. Now, wasn't too terribly bad getting them up. I had to do some wonky fitting and stuff here and there. And then they go into water room right there. And we'll have our bride and groom right here. Now, I'm not done. One, I need a fence panel to go across here. But on top of all the walls, there's 2 sets of leads on the 2-foot panels. And on the 1-foot panels, there's just 1 set. That's for the lights on the panels. I've got to get in here now and go through and get this all wired up, because this section here gets plywood and the entrance section might get plywood. And I can't do my connections if there's plywood on. I'd have to take the plywood off to do it. I might as well just do it now before I put the plywood on. So, looks like we're going to have some fun doing wiring. And then once that's done, we're on to the next thing. I was right. It's taken most of the day. I literally just finished wiring this. It's just a little bit after 6. Sue-Ann just called dinner. I got the wires sticking up from the panels there. And then my connections. There's 40 panels, 4 connections to a panel. Do the math. It took a while. Now, I ran 3 lines. I ran a line from this wall down there at the end all the way to here. And then I ran a shorter line from that one over to here. And then the other side all the way around. And they all dumped out here, and I tied them into 1 wire so I can run that to power. I have not tested these yet. That's going to be after dinner, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to. My main transformer, I use a train transformer for testing, but my main one shorted out on me here about a couple of weeks back when I was trying to test another prop, and I've had this for years, but it was strong enough it could do the whole hallway, no problem. I don't know about this one, but after dinner I'm going to come out, hook this up to the chain hallway, turn it on, and see if we can go through and test the lights. Now I'm halfway expecting, I know most of the lights are going to work. I'm going to have a few where 1 row of lights won't work. So I'll have to come back in and mess around with the connection. I want to get all that type of stuff done now, instead of after I'm trying to hang chains and everything. So that's going to be our task for after. Okay, progress report. And I'm going to do this with my vlog cam, so I'm not sure how good the footage is going to be. I don't feel like dragging out my cell phone. But we've got everything working currently in the chain haul. Now I have, that one stopped working, it figures. It was working just a second ago. Oh well, I'll just leave it. But these things sit out in the weather all year long. And I've got several, actually, yeah, several. I got a flashing light there. That light's burned out. I'm thinking water got into it and burned it out. And the lower half, there's two down there that aren't working either. I got several panels like that. And this whole one is just totally burned out. It won't work for some reason. I don't know what, I don't know. I'm monkeying around with the connections and stuff. But that is good enough. Now, tomorrow, I'm not going to do it tonight. It's getting too late. But I got to drag the plywood out and get it over the bump outs. I know I'm going to disturb some of the fitting or some of the connections. So I'm going to have to do another test again tomorrow night as well. So, and fix whatever damage I've got. But I will do that tomorrow. For the most part, I'm calling it done. And then I'll do a test fit tomorrow night. Or a test again tomorrow night with the plywood up. Okay, end of the day wrap up. About an hour early, roughly. I'm going to try to get to bed early tonight. So I'm going to call it quits early. Got pretty much everything, almost everything on my bucket list done. Did not get the plywood done. That was on the bucket list too. Started out the day doing the roses. Got that done. It took about a half hour. I got done with that. Swan came out and got the rest of the flowers out of the gardens. So they're out of the way. While she was doing that, I got started skinning the chain haul, which took until about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock or so. Yeah, about 1 o'clock. Then went through and started wiring everything up. As you saw in the last segment, I had almost everything working. Everything is wired. Everything is on except for one row on one of the panels. I totally spaced it out. But when I got done wiring them up the first time, I went through and counted. I had 17 rows. There's two rows of LEDs on each panel. And I had 17 rows scattered throughout the haunt that were not working. So I went through and tested those. And that was weird. Out of 16, because I forgot one. And I'll get that tomorrow. Out of the 16 I did get working, 13 of them was the negative connection. The other 3 were positive, which is weird. Almost all negative connections. And I didn't do the negative connections any different than I did the positive. So, it's always weird. It's hit and miss. But anyway, we got that done. The one thing I did not get done was the plywood. I wanted to get the plywood up today too, and we just didn't get to it. It's going on, it's a little after 8 now, and it's just too dark to be messing around with that plywood, trying to get it up on the walls and everything. So I'll just wait till daylight. Next project after the plywood's up is the mausoleum, and same thing. I could, if I wanted to, go start grabbing pieces to that mausoleum and bring it out, because it takes about an hour to drag every part of it out. But again, it's getting dark, and where the bulk of it is stored at, it's hard to see when it gets dark. There's a lot of tripping hazards back there, so just best to wait till tomorrow. So, for tomorrow, we're going to get the 2 sheets of plywood up that I need up. Probably take about an hour or so. 2 hours if I go through and test my connections again and fix whatever connections get screwed up thanks to the plywood, depending on how bad it is. Then after that, it's mausoleum time tomorrow. I gotta get all the parts and stuff drug out, and then we'll start putting that thing together. I'm not sure how far we're gonna go on it. What I mean is we'll get the walls up, we'll get the rafters up. I don't know if I'm gonna mess with the little urn boxes or not tomorrow. I almost kind of would like to and get that wired and out of the way, and I'm curious to see if my fix is gonna work. And I don't know if I'm going to put the roof on tomorrow or not. That's the other thing. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put the arches up. But I would like to get the roof up, or not the roof up, but at least the walls and the rafters up tomorrow. That way I can continue maze building. We'll have to kind of wait and see how things go tomorrow. It might go quick enough where I'll get the whole mausoleum put together, including the roof. I don't know. It also depends if I have the black tarp, the black plastic tarp for it too. I'm not sure if I have any in the shop or not. If I don't, it's going to have to wait till Monday to have the roof put on. So, and I know I didn't do happy hour yesterday. I didn't do it today. I was just too focused on building and trying to get that wiring done. So we'll get you another happy hour here one of these days. Don't worry about it. I got a whole list of drinks for it. But past that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go get this edited and uploaded, and I'm going to bed. I like to be in bed by 10 at the latest. At the latest. I like to be in bed before then if possible. I'm going to actually get a good night's sleep. I think I am going to take a couple of Advil tonight before I go to bed. That might help zonk me out enough to sleep in. Oh, and tomorrow morning, Kaylee and I have a couple of work-related errands we've got to do in the morning before I start building. So, got to get that done. It's not, I'll be gone about a half hour. So, but I got some work-related things in the morning I got to do real quick, and then we'll be out here getting started on the build. Stay toxic. Stay spooky.